my name's Crane. This is my sorry, auto shotgun dodge build. I'm really happy about this build. This is one of my favorite builds. And I'm gonna explain why in a second. There's a lot to explain on this build, but we're gonna start with weapons. For my weapon, I'm using the USAS 12. In my opinion, this is better than the Viper, but if you're trying to find a reason to use your useless game pass, then that is a good substitute. For my secondary, I'm using a Striker 7 with only a micro suppressor. I will also explain that. And then for my melee, I'm using a small melee. Either the Battle Song, Tomahawk, or Knife works. For my gadget, I'm using the Stun Grenade. That's going to give you a lot of time to get ammo, revive teammates, so that's going to be insanely helpful in this build. I didn't think I would use it very much, but when I started using that more over the Molotov, I love the Stun Grenade. It's so good. Over in equipment, we have primary medical bag and then secondary ammo bag, but honestly, you can make this whatever you want as your secondary. It could be a sentry gun or something, it doesn't really matter. Um, and I'll explain why I have Jack of all trades, even if it doesn't matter. Again. Okay. In Ghost, I've tried to eco as much as I can here. Um, Basic dodge stuff, carrier pigeon, of course. I was heavily considering getting rid of this. I got rid of Animal Pack, which is also very nice, but I'll explain that. Low blow for the crit chance, and then optical illusions for the silenced weapons concealment. That way I can afford to have enough concealment with my shotgun. I opted not to get inner pockets for the points, and in turn, just used a smaller melee with a smaller secondary, that way I have more concealment. Over in Technician, I've aced up to focus, along with Jack of all trades. Why Jack of all trades aced? Because I needed to get body expertise for the damage. 75% damage of a normal headshot is an insane amount. So I had to get body expertise. And Jack of all trades just so happens to be the best out of all of these on this skill tree. Um, you could also get this. I actually may end up changing to cameraman. I'm still working this build out a little bit. Over in Enforcer, we have the two shotgun skills over here, Shotgun Impact and Shotgun CQM, or CQB, sorry. Aced. Extra lead for the extra ammo pickup. Thick Skin aced, along with Armorer and Tank. These three work well in every dodge build. I opted not to get Tank aced because it's expensive, and the 50 points is not justifiable for some of the other things I got. Berserk Ace for the more damage. The idea is you'll get to that point where you're below 50% and then just continuously get armor. Kinda like how Grinder worked in Payday 2, but instead of HP, it's armor. Resourceful for the extra health whenever you pick up ammo packs. So you're not gonna stay at this 50%, but it's survivability and extra damage. And then again, extra ammo. I'm using this Armed and Dangerous for my ammo. Shotgun off for the shield stun. Bullseye aced for the armor regen every 2 seconds that you get a headshot. Insanely good, I've realized. I might incorporate this into more builds. I might update some more builds to have this inside of the build as well. Fully loaded basic. I don't plan on using my secondary, so the ace is not very helpful. Shotgun Blaster basic, because this is an automatic shotgun. I do not want the ace version, it does absolutely nothing. Over here in Mastermind, I've got Apple Day aced and Extra Supplies basic. I'd rather have more, but I needed as much damage as possible to make this build as perfect as I wanted. So, I kinda had eco here on Mastermind. I really would rather have at least Extra Supplies aced, and I might be able to get rid of something to get that, but honestly, I don't know what I could get rid of. I have 1 point remaining, so yeah, so that's the build. That's what it looks like. It's my favorite build personally. It's tons of fun to use. It's very powerful, and you don't really see people using auto shotguns. Oh, I don't think I went over my attachments. I'm using the Osprey with no scope and laser and a 12 20 round drum mag, sorry. Um I think, yeah, you have enough concealment to put a small sight on this. A concealment one sight, but I the accuracy doesn't really matter. Shouldn't when you're doing so much damage. The idea is to run around as much as possible, obviously, so you can get that extra dodge, because if you don't know, while you're sprinting, you get extra dodge. It's, this one? Yeah. While sprinting, gain 10% chance to dodge. Ace, 25% chance. So that increases this 45 to a 70. 5, 10, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 70. 70% chance to dodge, which is insanely good. What I end up doing is I just kind of do figure eights in a corridor where I'm shooting at cops in front of me. To demonstrate the build, I'm gonna be doing shopping spree, nightmare, solo with AI. I would rather do a more difficult mission, but it's really late for me, and I kind of don't want to sit here any longer. I've got school tomorrow and I've got stuff to do, so. But I don't think shopping spree really justifies how amazing this build is. I love this build. It's great.